Deva Path. The Deva Path is the crown jewel of Nagato's 6 paths, absolutely the symbol of power and domination. While the other paths each focus on a specific kind of fighting, this one is the full embodiment of godhood in the ninja world. Controlling gravity, pushing and pulling anything at will, isn't just some fancy jutsu. It's straight up reality bending. The user literally manipulates space itself. That moment when Nagato, using Yahiko's body, floated above the hidden leaf and stretched out his hand to unleash
Shinra
Shinra Tensei,
Tensei.
destroying the whole village in one shot. That scene became instantly legendary. This is what we call god-tier destruction. The way the Deva Path works is honestly mind-blowing. Shinra Tensei creates a blast of repelling force, and the user can fully control how strong it is. It can push back one enemy, or completely wipe out an entire city. On the flip side, Bansho Tenin pulls objects and people straight toward the user, letting them totally control the enemy's position and movement during battle. The push and pull balance perfectly, making the user feel like they've got the whole battlefield in their hands. The true peak of the Deva Path is Chibaku Tensei, a technique that creates what are basically mini planets. When activated, a mysterious black core appears and starts violently pulling everything toward it. Rocks, trees, animals, even people. Literally everything nearby gets sucked in, crushed together into a massive floating sphere in the sky. The scene where Naruto, in his terrifying Six Tails form, gets trapped inside one of these moons, that moment perfectly showed the godlike power of the Deva Path. And let's not forget, Madara took this to the next level by creating an entire meteor shower of these things, straight up apocalyptic. In actual combat, the Deva Path is incredibly versatile. It's not just for blowing stuff up, it can also act as the ultimate defense. It can easily repel any jutsu, even Sasuke's Amaterasu flames. With full control over push and pull, the user totally controls the flow of battle, deciding exactly when to drag enemies in for a finishing blow, and when to shove them away to avoid danger. And when you combine Deva Path with the other Rinnegan abilities, you get some straight up horrifying combo attacks that can break entire teams with flawless timing and control. But yeah, this god-tier power comes at a price. The cooldown is its biggest weakness. After using something huge like leveling the whole Hidden Leaf village, the user has to wait several seconds before using it again. And that short window is a golden opportunity for fast and smart ninjas to strike back hard. Also, the chakra cost is absolutely massive. Techniques like Chibaku Tensei or full-scale Shinra Tensei burn through chakra like crazy. And even worse, they drain the user's life force. Even someone like Nagato, with a ridiculously huge chakra pool, suffered major damage from overusing these powers. Honestly, the 6 paths techniques are insanely powerful, but if you don't have the 6 paths level chakra to match, they'll totally eat you alive. Now, if you've made it this far, welcome to the amazing world of anime. This is the place for true fans like you, where we celebrate all the magic, action, and emotions anime brings to our lives. You've watched, you've felt the hype, you've been lost in these beautiful fantasy worlds, but, have you hit that subscribe button yet? Right now, almost 90% of you are watching without subscribing. Just imagine, if everyone hit sub, we could build one of the strongest anime communities out there. So go ahead, click that subscribe button right now so you won't miss any new episodes, deep dive breakdowns, or awesome anime content coming your way. Thank you so much. Now next on the list, just a little bit higher, is Animal Path. The Animal Path is one of the 6 powers of the Rinnegan. Unlike the other paths that usually need hand signs or blood sacrifices, this one works instantly, just a single thought. And then, a swarm of deadly beasts comes crashing in from thin air. Nagato used the Animal Path like a true master conductor, leading an orchestra of destruction. Every time he summoned those giant monsters with Rinnegan eyes, he immediately created insane pressure on the battlefield. We're talking about terrifying creatures like the 3-headed immortal Cerberus. It splits into more copies every time you attack it. Or massive rhinos that charge like freight trains and smash everything in their way. Totally brutal. What makes the Animal Path truly wild is how it works. These aren't normal animals. They're like supernatural beasts pulled from another dimension. They're basically unkillable. And those black chakra rods stuck in their bodies act like invisible leashes, letting Nagato control them perfectly from a distance. But the most insane part? All these summons can completely share their vision through the Rinnegan. That means Nagato sees everything they see, from every angle, no blind spots, no surprises. It's like having a full battlefield surveillance system made of living monsters. In battle, the animal path shows insanely high tactical variety. Nagato could easily overwhelm enemies by spamming the immortal Cerberus to outnumber them, or instantly summon a giant bird for fast movement and scouting from the sky. Each summon had its own special role. He could even summon actual people, like Konan or other paths of pain, throwing his enemies into total confusion. But yeah, the animal path isn't completely perfect. It seriously eats up a massive amount of chakra. Only someone like Nagato, with god-tier chakra reserves, can fully use its power. The more chakra you've got, the more monsters you can summon. In Nagato's case, well, this man literally summoned an entire zoo. Also, this path leans more on raw power than finesse. It's brutal, not super subtle or hard to counter if you keep your cool. Still, despite its flaws, the animal path is absolutely one of the scariest abilities in the Naruto universe. Being able to flood the battlefield with a horde of undead beasts, combined with super flexible tactics, makes it a straight-up nightmare in the hands of a master like Nagato. Asura Path. Unlike the other Rinnegan paths that focus on smart or tricky techniques, the Asura Path follows a super simple but crazy effective rule: destroy everything with overwhelming firepower. It's all about turning your body into a full-on weapon, where the line between human and machine completely disappears. Back when most ninja weapons were just kunai, shuriken, and slightly bigger shuriken, the Rinnegan gave its users something way more terrifying: tech-based nightmare fuel. The user's body suddenly mutates in wild ways, growing extra strong arms, sprouting extra faces to watch in every direction, and even forming a spinning saw blade belt like some death machine fashion statement. These new body parts totally act like high-tech weapons, and they can be detached or used however the user wants. It's like having a full arsenal built into your skeleton. The Asura Path's power in real battle is no joke. During the fight with Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sannin, it literally tore off his arm using pure taijutsu strength. No jutsu needed. It can also turn its hand into a fragmented rocket using the flaming arrow warhead, which relentlessly chases its target and explodes with insane force. And with the flaming arrow of amazing ability, it compresses chakra in its wrist and fires its hand like a high-speed missile, punching through anything in the way, then automatically pulls the hand back like a magnet. Yup, built-in boomerang cannon hand. Absolutely savage. When it turns its hand into a cannon, or opens the top of its head to fire a massive chakra blast, it can literally flatten buildings with a single shot. During the attack on the Hidden Leaf Village, the Asura Path kept blasting non-stop, completely leveling entire city blocks. It looked like some unstoppable force straight out of a sci-fi apocalypse. You see, it's insanely flexible. One moment, it's smashing faces up close, the next, it's firing deadly long-range missiles. It can instantly switch between brutal hand-to-hand combat and terrifying ranged attacks, like blink and you're toast. But yeah, even this steel-plated war machine has some serious weak spots. All that destruction massively drains chakra, especially those huge area attacks, like the chakra blast. Plus, the Asura Path focuses more on raw power than precision. That means it can definitely get outplayed by smart, adaptive opponents who know how to think fast under pressure. That said, remember when Nagato got brought back with Edo Tensei during the Fourth Great Ninja War? He actually turned his whole body into a full-on robot. At that point, he became even more flexible, way more dangerous, and honestly, totally terrifying. Dude went full Terminator mode. Human Path. The Human Path isn't the flashiest of the 6 paths, but man, it's seriously terrifying in its own way. This power doesn't throw explosions or giant monsters at you. Nah, it attacks your mind, your soul, and rips your life away with just one touch. When Nagato used this path through the body of a fallen Takigakure shinobi, he turned the Human Path into the ultimate interrogation tool. Cold, silent, and ruthlessly unforgiving. The way it works sounds simple, but it's crazy creepy. Just imagine someone placing their hand on you and instantly reaching into your soul. The Rinnegan stares right into your mind, dragging your spirit out of your body. All your secrets, memories, plans, everything inside your head gets stolen, and the price is immediate, unavoidable death. No fireworks, no jutsu clashes, just a chilling, quiet end. Nagato used this power like a silent judge, extracting intel while wiping people out effortlessly. He made it feel like death itself was part of Akatsuki's grand plan. Absolutely savage. But yeah, this soul-ripping power has some major weaknesses. It's basically a double-edged blade. If it lands, it's game over. But if it can't reach the target, it's almost useless. The range is super short, which makes the human path's body easy prey for fast-moving ninjas. It's weak in direct combat and totally relies on protection from the other paths, especially the Deva Path and Asura Path. Still, let's be real. If Nagato hadn't been crippled, and he used the paths himself instead of through 6 separate bodies, bro would have been unstoppable. Naraka Path. If the human path is a soul hunter, then the Naraka Path is the final judge from the underworld, where the line between life and death becomes seriously blurred. The Naraka Path opens the gate to the afterlife, letting Nagato summon the King of Hell to do 2 completely opposite things: judge enemies and revive allies. When Nagato controlled this path through the body of a priest, he turned it into a cold, merciless executioner. He would summon the King of Hell, a giant head with glowing Rinnegan eyes and purple flames, looking like something straight out of a nightmare. The way it works sounds more like dark magic than ninjutsu. With just one touch, the King of Hell rises up from the ground and drags the soul out of its target to interrogate them. If they lie, their tongue is instantly ripped out, and death follows right after. It's creepy, ritualistic, and absolutely terrifying. But the real monster move here is its godlike healing power. During the Leaf Village invasion, the King of Hell fully restored the destroyed Asura Path, good as new, like it was never damaged. Nagato used the Naraka Path as a strategic medic station, keeping all his 6 paths alive during long battles. This is why Pain was able to dominate for so long. His enemies were basically fighting against a team that just wouldn't stay dead. And according to Kabuto Yakushi, this path can even transport both bodies and souls, making it seriously useful for tactical movement. That means it's not just for interrogation and healing. It also acts like a strategic portal, helping the other paths suddenly show up exactly where they're needed most. Nagato fully maximized this path's potential, keeping it in the backlines as a high-value support unit that needed to be completely protected at all costs. But this insanely powerful ability also comes with some deadly weaknesses. It has literally no direct attack power, like 0 offensive skills. So in a close-up fight, this path is basically useless without strong backup from the Deva or Asura paths. Also, using it to heal bodies or summon the King of Hell eats up a massive amount of chakra, especially if Nagato has to use it multiple times in one battle. But here's the thing, its support role is so important and so broken that it instantly became a top priority target. That's exactly why Naruto went after the Naraka Path first, cutting off Pain's ability to heal and making the whole 6-path setup way more vulnerable. This was the big brain strategy used by Naruto and the Leaf Shinobi in their final fight against Pain. In the end, the Naraka Path is the ultimate contradiction. It's both a brutal bringer of death through merciless judgment and a divine source of life through miracle-level healing. And this deadly combo is exactly what made it one of the scariest and most important weapons in Nagato's arsenal. Preta Path. In the ninja world, where chakra is everything, the Preta Path, also called the Naraka Path, is absolutely one of the scariest abilities you can face. It's like a walking anti-jutsu wall, literally turning chakra-based attacks into nothing. When Nagato used this path through the corpse of a Kusagakure shinobi, he basically created a chakra devourer that could instantly absorb everything, from basic jutsu to insanely complex senjutsu. To understand how terrifying this thing is, imagine it like a chakra black hole. Once it activates the blocking technique absorption seal, an invisible shield surrounds the user and completely swallows any jutsu that touches it. But here's the wild part. The absorbed chakra gets turned into energy that heals the user or even boosts their power. Classic chakra absorption. Cheap move, the most iconic moment? Definitely when it straight up absorbed Naruto's Rasen Shuriken during the Pain Invasion arc. That jutsu is ridiculously strong, sharp enough to shred cells and packed with massive chakra. But against Deva Path, it vanished. Just like that, gone. That moment proved something super important. No jutsu is truly unbeatable when Rinnegan is in play. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, Deva Path showed off another side. Nagato used it to suck chakra from Killer Bee, and immediately, I mean instantly, he went from half-dead zombie mode to fully healed, red hair glowing, walking like a damn boss. That was the Deva Path's godlike healing in action. What makes it absolutely terrifying is how it can shut down almost anything. Amaterasu? Gone. Elemental jutsu? Eaten. No matter how complex, it just gets absorbed like it's nothing. Nagato basically turned this path into a giant chakra wall that's nearly impossible to break through. But of course, even this kind of god-tier power has its limits. It's completely useless against physical attacks, like pure taijutsu or weapons. Gaara showed this perfectly when he used sand to trap the Deva Path. Sure, chakra from the sand can get sucked away, but the sand itself, being physical, can't be absorbed. And here's the scary twist. Absorbing too much natural chakra, like from senjutsu, can actually backfire and turn the user into stone. Nature punishes greed. Also, this path needs to make contact or create a chakra shield to work, so smart ninjas can totally outplay it by keeping their distance or using techniques that don't rely on chakra. Or you can just call Rock Lee or Might Guy and end it with a punch to the face. That's why, in team battles, the Deva Path usually plays more of a defensive or support role, not the main attacker. Outer Path. While the other paths of the Rinnegan are still kinda tied to the world of humans, the Outer Path goes way beyond. We're talking about god-level power here, where life and death aren't rules, they're just suggestions. This path completely ignores them. With the Outer Path, the user can literally summon souls back from the afterlife, control dead bodies like puppets using black chakra rods, and even bind gigantic tailed beasts with those creepy chakra chains. It's not just another ability, it's the final boss tier of the Rinnegan. You remember those 6 orange-haired bodies Pain used? Each one had a specific path's power. But what let Nagato control all of them at once? The Outer Path. That's the key. Each body became a perfect extension of Nagato's will, all moving together like a deadly orchestra. And since they shared vision through the Rinnegan, they had 0 blind spots. It was like watching a creepy hive mind fight you in perfect sync. But if you ask me about the Outer Path's most insane ability, well, that's gotta be Shinra Tensei. This jutsu straight up rewrites the rules of death. Nagato used it to revive the entire Hidden Leaf village after destroying it. Literally, thousands of souls flew back into their bodies, all while Nagato slowly died from the effort. That moment, souls raining from the sky, the king of hell opening its mouth. It was hands down one of the most powerful scenes in the whole series. Obito used the Outer Path in a totally different way. Instead of using normal dead bodies like Nagato, he used reanimated Jinchuriki, people who once had tailed beasts inside them. And yeah, these bodies weren't normal at all. They kept their beast powers, which made them absolutely overpowered. Each of them had insane abilities from their tailed beast, and together, they became living weapons of destruction. On top of that, Rinnegan users can also use the demonic statue chains, Those giant black chakra chains with dragon heads coming from the Gato statue. These chains are seriously dangerous. You've seen Akatsuki use them to rip the tailed beasts out of Jinchuriki. Nagato used them to wipe out an entire army of Hanzo's men. And Madara, he casually used them to capture multiple tailed beasts at once. This technique is straight up top-tier sealing jutsu. Then, we've got Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the father of all ninjutsu, who took the outer path to a whole new level. He summoned the souls of past Kage from the Pure Land. He released souls from Edo Tensei. He even pulled Team 7 and the tailed beasts out of Kaguya's dimension. Yeah, the outer path literally lets you reach between worlds and break reality. The way the outer path works is like stepping outside all laws of nature. Controlling dead bodies, summoning hell chains, flipping life and death like it's nothing. None of this is remotely normal. What makes the outer path the absolute peak of the Rinnegan isn't just raw power, it's what it means. This is the power of someone who's no longer bound by human rules. Someone who can totally reshape destiny, rewrite fate, and decide the future of the entire world. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.